Yes, guys. In the Discord, Reverse was saying, shout out to Reverse, by the way. He was saying, I'm watching XPL, and I'm watching the XPL chart. I wanted to go to win supply, preferably, then form an accumulation there. And there were a lot of people watching this chart. I saw some other people posting it as well. Shout out to Tom. And this trade was just an awesome trade. And this was the trade of today. I didn't take it. I faded it. But it was not even a fade. Like, there were reasons I didn't take it, but I'm going over it and I'm gonna explain how you could have taken this trade and how I liked it. So we are watching the range right, and we are watching this chart XPL. It's a token I don't even trade as well. I'm not never watching this token because it's, I think, a smaller coin. I don't even know. Structure was going down, obviously made a lower high there, and right there the range began. But let's watch on a lower time frame, on a higher time frame, how this looks like. Because right here you were going down, obviously you make a lower high, and right now you haven't touched the EQ yet to confirm a range right here. So right now we are watching internal more lower time frame price action, and you see that price went like this. Okay, we made a higher high right here, a lower low again, and right here we had some horizontal price action. What happens when you see horizontal price action? You want to trade a trade, of course, because what we trade is our range trades. And when you see this structure, when you see price going like this, boom boom, on a higher time frame, you draw your range, of course, from low to high, because you're in a downtrend. So let's go back in time, and when you see you had your first deviation, we are watching for a tap 3 POI, of course. What do I like about this the most? Like, I really like all these highs here. I didn't do TA on it yet because I was on the road while I couldn't really chart this, because that was also the reason I didn't take it. But you had all those highs above, and why are all those highs above? You should already know if you watch all my videos. All those highs are stacking up on each other, and what happens? No high takes the other high. This high doesn't take this one. Okay, this high doesn't take this one. You have all the highs stacking up on each other. That's becoming liquidity. So an amazing return to zone, an amazing deviation, going back inside the range immediately. Right now we're gonna watch for our extreme demand and our extreme liquidity to come in for our tap 3 POI. And the tap 3 POI is very clean. What do we have here? Price going lower, or first move up, go down, boom, going up, leaving an inefficiency. So this is your extreme demand POI. And what do I like about this the most is that the price will probably deviate your tap 1. What I always talk about, the deviation of your tap 1. Okay, so price preferably goes lower, deviates to step 1, goes higher, break structure, you enter, stop goes below the low. Okay, but because there's no reason to go lower than your extreme demand, that's why it's called extreme demand. You don't want any demand lower than this, because that will be a reason to go lower. And then when you have your stop loss here, price could just fail, go lower, and completes itself after, you know. So when that's extreme demand, so that's very clear. And right now you have your of course your alert on extreme demand. Do we have extreme liquidity? And that's the first move up before going down, of course. So your extreme liquidity, extreme liquidity is right here. This is your first move up before going down, like this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, going higher. And this is not even completely valid, by the way. I see now, because this is one candle going up and one candle going up, not two consecutive candles. So this is not even a valid structure actually. But I would have used this, to be honest, as my extreme liquidity. But something here happened, something very special happened here, because we, of course, and this is talking in hindsight, that's the reason I didn't take this trade as well. But of course we had this fair value gap right there. Okay, so this was a fair value gap for market makers to fill, and that's the gap between that's why I always say demand happens when you leave an inefficiency. Okay, when you go aggressive up, that's your demand, and this is your inefficiency. Okay, market makers want to fill inefficiencies to go higher. So what you could have done here, and what I've seen a lot of people do here, is that they were drawing their liquidity right there. And this is normally not the way I go, but after looking at it, and if I was not on the road, I would have given it a shot. But let's see what price is gonna do when we come into the POI. So price, let's see, comes in that supply indeed grabs that extreme liquidity. But that's just not, that's what I said, not the extreme liquidity. It's a very important liquidity point above the demand. So everything filled the inefficiency and went higher. Maybe if I look at it right now on a maxi chart, it would have. So let's see if XPL on the maxi chart would have worked, because then it wouldn't even be a doubt to take it. So let's see if we indeed filled that demand zone. And right here you see the demand zone on the maxi chart as well, and we didn't take it, and we did grab the liquidity right there. Boom, here was liquidity grab. So indeed you had the liquidity grab. And what happened here, because the reason I can validate this is not because this only liquidity grab, because price can go lower. The reason is this, okay? What happens here? Look at this, okay? Price going lower, making lower highs, lower lows, and eventually right here going sideways. Price going sideways, you have internal price action, nothing is taking the high, nothing is taking the low. What do you do in a downtrend? You draw your range from low to high. Okay? Draw your range from low to high, and now you're gonna see, hey, we have something very similar we were talking about on a higher time frame. We have our first deviation, aka your tap 2. And when you see your first deviation, you're gonna watch for your tap 3 POI. So what is going to be your tap 3 POI? As I always say, preferably you want to deviate your tap 1. So you want to deviate your tap 1, go higher. Is there something in there we can go into? And you did see structure demand right here. Boom, boom, boom. Structure demand is going like this. Price going higher, made a higher low, and went higher. So that's your structure demand. And do we have price lower? No, there isn't really a POI. You have this, what was it, 2 minute? Yeah, you have this 2 minute candle, but normally I wouldn't even use it with this being your even more refined candle. But I think this is gonna be enough. I don't even know, so we're gonna watch it if it is enough, the first demand. Let's see, we touched it and we went higher aggressively. Okay. Okay, so I was right. Did we take, we made it equal low? Okay, so we went in the demand, and right there price indeed went higher, and you broke structure right there. Broke structure right there for I think a very good RR trade, because you have your 1 right there, you have your 2, and you have your 3. Okay, so this is a Wyckoff inside of a Wyckoff trade, a TCT inside of a TCT. So when you put your stop loss below that low, when you then you can trade this schematic only, okay, and you're already up 1.8 RR when you reach this technical target. Even more, you're up 1.9 RR. So when you extend your target all the way to the range high, which I know Tom did, this is how Tom entered his trade. This is the way I would have done it as well. You can see you have a 14 RR trade, and you can de-risk it very fast because you can already de-risk it at the technical target range high. I don't know if I would trust this tap 3 POI that much, because I do really like this 5 minute low. As you can see, we have a low going like this. If you don't know what I'm talking about, study and watch the other videos. If you do know what I'm talking about, you can see this is an insane low. Okay, what I don't like is that it went in the demand so deep. So would I have trusted this low that much? No. Do I like the break of structure? Fuck yeah. Like this is what you want to see. What was the close, by the way? Yeah, the close was way higher. The close was way higher. I'm sorry guys. So you see, you don't see structure in here. Good structure. The close was way higher. But when you see this breaking aggressive, your entry would have probably been, yeah, right here. I don't know where you got filled, of course. But the entry would have right here, and the RR would have been a bit more off. but you see this great trade and you see it breaking structure aggressively, okay? That's what you want to see. Why? Because you're leaving behind so much demand. You're leaving behind this demand. You're leaving behind this demand. You're leaving behind this demand. Like, this is all demand, guys. This is all structure demand. So you're leaving behind so much demand. What's the break inside the volume profile? It's a very good question. You draw your volume profile from the beginning of the range to the point you are now, and you see the range was the break of structure was not in the volume profile when you use this break of structure. So that is not the best thing. You of course want it to be in the volume profile, but as I said, you could de-risk very quick. So this could definitely be a valid entry. And again, I was talking about this higher time frame tap 3 POI. So this is of course your tap 3. This is your tap 3. But this POI didn't grab that demand, the obvious demand. So that's what I definitely don't like, and that's why I'm really putting the emphasis, I don't know how to say it in English, but really putting work here in the model inside of a model, right? So this is the importance. Do we have a break of structure in the volume profile on a tiny range? Yes, we have. You see here, all the volume is here on the volume area low, POC, and the volume area high is there. So that volume area is amazing, literally amazing. Do we have a nice bars pattern low right there on the tap 3? Let's see. I was talking about the bars pattern low on the tap 3 and the mini model, as I said. But do we have a good bars pattern low here as well? Let's have a look. Let's have a look, because you want of course a low like that I explained right there. Nah. You had a very tiny wick at a 2 hour. That's not the best. No, you didn't really have a very nice bars pattern low right there, but you did have a Wyckoff model, so that's amazing. And let's see if this is actually gonna play out. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna hit my. I think yeah, it's going higher. And there you see, price was protected by the market makers right there. That's why you have your stop loss below a market maker level right there. This is the market maker level. You have your stop loss below it, so you would never have been stopped out. And there you see price going higher indeed, and didn't reach the target yet. But I still think we will go higher, because that's just the technical target of the trade. Like right here, X marks the spot right there. It's just the range high is the technical target. Would you have taken a partial right here? Guys, of course. Dude, you're in a 10-hour trade. Do you know how insane that is? Actually, last week I had a 11% week or something. That it was insane. But I had a 8-hour Bitcoin trade, which you can have those trade. You can have those trade, but it's a lot, guys, and you can definitely take some profits right there, right here. This is the end of the liquidity trail. I would definitely have taken those profits. I think where was the volume area high again? Yeah, the volume area high was there. I would definitely have taken some profits right there. And you see it grabbed extreme liquidity and went higher right there. But I still think it's going to the target. This is the most important, guys, because this step 3 is not the best step 3. Again, this is not the reason I would take the trade. A reason I would have even consider it, because I don't say I would have taken it, but in the moment, but I would consider it with this local model, okay? This is just with the 1, with the 2, with the 3 is just what you want to see to take those models. And yeah, guys, shout out to the fucking community. You guys are killing it. I will be more active as well in a very, very soon. A lot is coming, believe me. You will all be profitable if you just put in the work, guys. Believe me, like, if you have questions, ask them as well. Discord link is in the bio. It's a bit private, but if you're still listening right now, you deserve to be in there. I haven't marketed it yet on my Twitter and shit, but when you're in here, if you know, you know. Okay, guys, see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.